guys. Happy Thursday. I'm all cozy up in here on this Thursday and talking like I belong in the South just cuz. I hope you're having a good Thursday so far. I said that I would go live, and so here I am going live. And if you were confused by the promo photo for this stream, I was bored and I just picked up my fairy and thought I would pose with it. Ray, what's happening? So I probably won't be on here too long just because my dinner is here and I haven't eaten it yet. But I just figure that once, I stream, then I'll be able to wind down, take my makeup off. Well, there's not really much on anyway, but wash my face, take my bra, don't really necessarily want to do that while I'm streaming and just relax. And so I thought it's better to do a stream before I eat so I can just kind of lie on my couch like a pancake afterwards. So anyways, hi, I'm here. So I didn't really plan anything to talk about. There was a couple things that came up today that I was thinking that I could talk about because I know that it was Ray's idea to make this a sort of wisdom-esque stream. What does that mean, Melissa? It means just talking about something in particular and running with it and having a conversation on it. So I'm just going to go with what is coming up right now. So I don't know if I told you guys, but obviously I haven't been on social media in months. Since August last year was when I left. And then I reinstalled my Instagram just in case in the future I was able to access photos if I needed to. I didn't have the app on my phone or anything. I just kind of kept it online, just kept my profile open. Anyways, I went on today to deactivate it again because I was like, ugh, this is annoying. I don't want to have any kind of Instagram because I heard that people were trying to message me. And then I realized, oh, wait, that's silly because if I'm activated, then people would think that I'm actually on it. So anyways, I went on there to delete it. And then I got pulled in for a hot second. And then I just felt my soul just be pulled down into, that bubble of comparing yourself and feeling underachieved in life and just not feeling good. And man, I pressed that delete button so fast after that. And I'm just so glad that I committed to doing that because life is so much more, I don't want to say free because free certainly feels a little bit more free, not being weighed down by social media, but more just overall happy. Truthfully, I genuinely just feel a lot better about myself. I'm not in this constant comparison mode, which is what I was in when I was on social media. And I just don't think that it's right. And yeah, I'm better for it. And I have noticed how much work and things that I've gotten done in the last few months since not being on it. And I don't think it's a coincidence. Mind you, obviously within that time frame, I also moved into a new place, this place that I'm in right now. And I have my own creative space and I feel really good. And I'm, I wasn't grounded before. So there's many possible reasons as to why I was quite down, which led me to leaving it. However, I think all around I'm making better life choices now and I feel healthier and in a better mindset. So anyways, this isn't a video to convince you to quit social media, do whatever you want. Personally, I just feel so much better. I certainly still get updates from my friends, even Ray gives me updates. And as an example, one of my friends who gives me updates, my boyfriend gives me updates on just things that you really need to know. Otherwise, I don't need to know that this actor that was in some movie that I saw a million years ago has passed away. That is definitely sad. Obviously, all death is sad, but it's not something you need to know the second that you wake up. And I found that it's really interesting. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but it's social media like pumps you with something sad right when you wake up, and it just pulls you down right away. And so now I make an active effort when I wake up to whip out my journal, write in my journal, do like, a page, couple pages, then eat something good if I'm feeling hungry, eat something that makes me feel good, or I'll read, or I will just do something to uplift my frequency right away so that I'm not being pulled down. Whereas before I'd wake up and like immediately go on Instagram. Like the second I would wake up, I would be on Instagram. This person died. I already feel like shit. Like I think it's just so important for us to control what we consume and to really think about how that affects us. I have noticed how much better I feel, and I think it really is correlated. So anyways, Ray said, there's too much negativity online and hatred. It used to be filled with unicorns and butterflies. Now it swears and violence. Yeah, for sure. It swears and violence. I'm sorry, Ray. Are you pointing the finger at me for swearing? You're probably not, but I certainly do have a potty mouth sometimes. I really try my best to not swear online. But yes, you are right. I don't know if it was ever really fully unicorns and butterflies. However, you could choose what you could see a little bit better before than you can now. Now everything is very like calculated what you see. And it's a very different vibe. And this is one of the things that I was saying in my social media video where I was talking about why I quit it. Back in the day when Instagram was created, it was a creative outlet. Like you could go and, take pictures of your food and like make it look all creative with all the different filters. And it's not the same now, where now you have just people trying to one up each other with their vacations. And I mean, it kind of probably was always a little bit of that, but for the most part, it was more about being creative back then. And the second that something stops becoming creative and pure and becomes more about your ego, that's when I think we need to reflect on, is this beneficial for me, or is this just stimulating my ego? What is actually going to make my soul feel good and fill me up, and what is actually something that's filling up my ego? And I mean, it doesn't really matter if you choose the ego one. That's fair. That's your life path, your choice. We still kind of live in a free world. So, and I say free world because all around the world, we are all sort of feeling the weight of the social media giants and, the lack of freedom of speech and whatnot and choices these days, unfortunately. However, we do in some way still live in a free world. And, if you want to engage in things that are going to make your ego feel a little bit better, because that's where you're at in your life, then go for it. I mean, I'm all for anyone choosing their own path. Just personally, on my path, I certainly did not feel like I wanted to engage in anything like that anymore. I wanted to feel good. Oh, shoot. Of course, Ray, you're going to laugh at me, but my battery is dying. I'm just going to plug this in. It used to be just websites and pictures and stories. Social media apps turns people on people. Yeah, just like you're saying, you can post the most positive thing and someone will reply in a negative way. Absolutely, just don't reply. Yeah, I was actually thinking about this today because I was watching a episode of Vanderpump Rules. And I was discussing this with my boyfriend because there's an episode where one of the two main characters are getting married, and 10% Mal's back is true. Two of the characters are getting married, and essentially the girl's side, her family and whatnot, they're very Christian, they're very, very religious, and they have this pastor that is going to give them away that is is homophobic and like transphobic and whatnot. Anyways, a lot of like the Christian community and a lot of religious people do feel that way. It's just, we all know this, right? But it's interesting that this pastor went to Twitter to tweet about it. It's like, if you have to go on an app to express your views, like, where does that come from? Like, are you not feeling like someone is hearing you in your everyday life? Like, why do you feel like your voice has to be heard and told. It's really interesting because it kind of shows the entitlement of our culture. And go for it. If you want your voice to be told to be heard, sure, go for it. But understand that there's repercussions to everything that we put out in the universe. Everything that we say. I read in a book recently, I forget exactly the quote, but it was talking about how words are essentially spells, so they're vibrations. And whatever we say, everything has a vibration and it's going out into the world and it has a ripple effect, whether we understand it or not. And so it's interesting why we feel that our opinions need to be out there. And then on top of it, why we feel like other people's opinions should matter so much, why we put so much weight on someone thinking a certain way when we literally live in a world with thousands of different opinions. And that's okay. Like, we all think differently. And if we all thought the same, then this would be a pretty boring world. Then we would never learn anything. Then we would never create things, because everything that's been created, I'm going to go so far as to say every single thing that's been created, it's usually created by a team of many different people putting their minds together and their perspectives together and their creative thoughts and it coming together to create this thing, whatever that thing is, everything, And so if we all thought the same, that when creation pretty much wouldn't exist, would it? Or maybe maybe the meta is that we actually do all think the same. Well, technically, I think the meta is we do actually all want the same things. Like, we all want to be loved and accepted. And, Maslow's Law of hierarchy of needs. What are they? Actually, I want to bring that up, but that's something. Did you just say hi to Coco? Hold on. Maslow's Law of hierarchy. I learned this in university, one of my classes. This I find really interesting. So there is this theory by Maslow, who has put together, it's like this triangle. It's called this hierarchy of needs. And essentially, on the very basic level, we have physiological needs. So that's like food, water, warmth, and rest, basic needs. Then security needs would be the second level. So we need security and safety. Two of the really basic needs that we all need. So once we have that, then we can move on to belongingness and love needs. So that's intimate relationships and friendships. Okay, so most people in North America, let's go so far as to say, or even most of Europe, certainly the western part of Europe, I would say, or the northern western, certainly live in a decent society, and we are usually all at that level. Then you get to the next level, which is esteem needs, so self-esteem needs. So prestige and feeling of accomplishment. So a lot of people, I would say, are even at that level. And then once you have all that, then you can get to the level of self-actualization, which is achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. So anyways, I don't know how I got there. Damn it. I hate that I go off topic and then I don't really necessarily realize what the heck I'm talking about halfway through. I'm going to read your comments. If someone can remind me why the heck I brought that up, because I feel like it was important. Ray says, hi, Coco. I hear it. Yeah, she's eating in the background. Ray says they do that because their self-esteem needs work. If you don't feel strong about something, then don't post it. Yeah, like, I mean, whether you feel strong about something or not, I just think it's interesting that we all, like, I don't know. I think it's just right now, people just all want their voice to be heard. It's like maybe we're not expressing ourselves in other ways. And so therefore we are overcompensating and not expressing ourselves. And so then therefore we take to social media to express ourselves. And when you think about it, that kind of makes sense, because if we're on our phones at home doing nothing because of quarantine, we're not moving, we're at home, then we're not, exerting ourselves physically. We're not moving around. We're probably not taking dance classes, maybe online if we forced ourselves, or doing any kind of like physical activity unless we're forcing ourselves. Bless me. We're not having social interactions. We're not doing all the things that we would be doing regularly, or that we would have been doing, let's say, even in the 90s, because we're all like even on our phones, and like we're tapped into this world that is not even in our world. It's a completely other world within, within a phone or within our computer and laptop. So I think maybe because we're doing that so much, we're not exerting ourselves physically on the human level, on this, in this world, that perhaps maybe that's why we feel we need to express ourselves so much online. Maybe it's because we have, overcompensated was the wrong word, undercompensated. Maybe we haven't been exerting ourselves. We've been exerting ourselves too much in the online world, and that leaves us way too much energy that we haven't been releasing in the physical real world. And so we feel like we have to release it somehow. So therefore we release it in talking about our feelings or releasing our ideas to the world. So anyways, just my thoughts, but I wonder if maybe that is a reason. Dr. Mango Duez Rex says, hi, how are you? Welcome. Juanito, welcome. Ray says, bless you. Dr. Mango says, MM equals 3. What does that mean? Juanito says, hi, Melissa, late night sunshine. That's right. Well, I did lunchtime sunshine yesterday. This is just like an impromptu late night talking about something on my mind. Ray gave me this idea in the Monday lunchtime sunshine. And so I said that I would do an impromptu one. So here I am. Ray says, that is why studies are showing virtual schooling is bad for kids. Absolutely. That's interesting. I didn't realize that, but I can totally see that being a horrible, horrible thing for kids, for sure. I think it'd be probably better to do at home schooling, like where you're teaching your kid more than online school. But of course, not everyone has the means to do that, unfortunately. So Juanito says, I had a dream yesterday with Mr. Miyagi, LOL. Who's that? But anyways, I can't remember why I brought up the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And that's going to really make me upset when I finish the stream and I remember, because that's definitely going to happen. But regardless, I think these are all things that we should just be thinking about. And, just with everything that we do, asking ourselves, okay, why do we feel like we need to do it? I feel like since I started doing that, I have learned so much about myself, including there have been so many moments, even myself, when I had social media, where I would go to write a post about something like the big tech stuff that's happening right now. Like I wanted to go and talk about that stuff. And then I was like, you know what? Why? Because yes, it may get positive reaction. It may get negative reaction. I don't want my thoughts to have any reaction. I'm good. I don't need to be affected in any kind of way. I don't need to exert that in any kind of way. I'm gonna go and sing a song and I will feel better afterwards. I'm gonna go and do a dance and I'll feel better afterwards. And it's all good. No one needs to know my thoughts. I am not some, politician or human rights activist or, someone of importance. I guess maybe a little bit to the three of you that are watching right now, but even still probably not. But you know what I mean? So I think it's just so interesting that everyone just feels like they're so intelligent these days. It's really, really interesting. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Everybody is like an expert at everything now. It's funny. Juanito says, still trying to remember it from Karate Kid. Oh, I never saw that movie. I'm behind. I was born in the 90s. I'm sorry. I believe that came out in the 80s, right? The Karate Kid master is Mr. Miyagi. Oh, thank you, Ray. Yeah, I was. What? No way. Yeah, I know. Everyone always says that. I just feel like that's a movie that I would need to watch with someone else. I am not someone that watches movies like that on my own. I will watch very girly movies. I will watch comedy and some fantasy, most fantasy, but not movies like that. Not like fighting or crime movies. That's something I would just watch with my brother or my boyfriend or, just other people around, just not on my own. Ray says, you are of importance to keeping my mind and soul in check with everything you do for us. Aw, thanks, Ray. You know what? I appreciate you saying that. And also, I made a mental note that I really need to record another meditation soon. So everyone watching right now, just to get your thoughts, do you have any thoughts on a meditation that you might like moving forward? Cobra Kai is 30 years later. Hit series. So good. Oh, yeah? Huh. Never heard of that. Cobra Kai. Or is that like a spinoff of Karate Kid? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really up on any kind of fighting stuff. I'm sorry. Although my friend Fegan is a black belt, so that's pretty cool. She's like the girliest, like cutest thing you will ever see. And so beautiful, like drop dead gorgeous. And then you find out that she has a black belt and you're like, okay, you're perfect. You're perfect. I need to find you guys a photo and then you'll be like, yeah, she is. She definitely is. Spin-off of the movies. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought so. I assume so. But anyways, yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on all of that. And I don't know, I was just thinking about all this today because of, obviously I went back on social media for a second and I was like, hell nah. And I deleted it all. Whew. And now nobody can actually comment or anything or contact me. Just like, you know, you can, if you really want me, you'll find me. Just Google, you'll find me on YouTube. Like anyone that's really like wondering what's up, like you can just Google and you can find them somewhere, you know? Whereas I'm sure everyone else doesn't care. Ray says, it's a 30-year later series on Netflix. 3 seasons so far with the 4th coming. Oh, it's like happening right now. Oh, cool. Very cool. How about a singing bowl meditation? That's a great idea. Oh my gosh. I love that. I do sing, Juanito, but I don't think that's a good idea. I'm not like the spiritual kind of singer. Like I'm the Christina Aguilera type. Not that I can like hit her notes, but just like that's my style of music as opposed to like, I don't know. I just like soulful, raspy type songs as opposed to doing like spiritual stuff. So I don't know if that is doable for me. However, I love the idea of a singing bowl meditation. I will definitely write that down and incorporate that. Great thought. I love that. I've never even thought of that. Well, now that I also have a studio for recording, my meditations are going to be like top notch now. I have an updated mic. I have so many awesome things now that it's just going to be really good quality. Whereas I listened to my sound quality in my previous meditations and totally cringe now. Like I kind of want to re-record everything because they're so bad. But it takes you learning how to produce before you realize that. Because I was like, yeah, these are the shit. Excuse my language. But I really did think that. They were great and I was like so proud, but now I'm like, oh gosh, these are hard to listen to. Ray says, if you're still interested in America crap, there is a guy, Joshua Phillip on Crossroads on YouTube. He sums up the news of the day. Oh, okay. I'll look that up. I love America. America crap's the best. It's very entertaining. You know, it's interesting though that you say that because since all this election crap in America, I have really checked out from the news. I think I maybe needed to do a reset because I got a little too involved, which is, you know, sort of the opposite of me wanting to do a cleanse and not be on social media anymore. I was still very involved in YouTube content. And then I started unfollowing all the people that were still talking about just what's going on right now in America. Because first off, I'm Canadian. So I don't need to know what the fuck is that. Oh my gosh, I keep swearing. I don't need to know what's happening in America 24/7. It's not even my country, even though I do want to live there. So like I should know, but for right now, it's not. And Canadians get too swept up in American culture, and especially like actually not even just Canadians. I would say everyone around the world, like even my cousins in England were like really wrapped up and everything happening in America. And I don't think it's healthy. It's not even our country. But also, I think it's a good idea to be informed to an extent. But if you are really like hardcore tuning in to, just people's perspectives that are very biased all the time, then you're not getting a full rounded view. And certainly with social media and even with YouTube, I find that you're only being pushed like one perspective and you really have to search for other perspectives. And anyways, I just think I needed a break. That was a lot with the election. There was way too much going on. I needed to chill out for a sec. He just started a live stream 5 minutes ago. He takes questions to, okay, like, oh my God, this channel needs to be rated PG-13. A break is good. Yeah, PG-13. I know. Can you even rate the channel PG-13? I always choose that it's not for children. So, because it's not. I can't really relate to 6-year-olds. Like my content isn't unicorns and it's for adults to feel better and to remind them that they're still kids. It's not for kids to, remind themselves that they're still kids. That's really what I'm here for. But you're a princess. It's true. I'm actually Sailor Moon, guys. Here we go. This is my crown. Did I show you guys this? So funny. My friend got me this for Christmas, and it's literally like the Moon Princess. I love it so much. I am a princess, it's true. However, being a princess, you need to know how to speak to your country and deal with specific issues individually. And, this channel is for dealing with adults. And I would deal with children differently. Actually, it's funny that we're talking about this because I have been thinking about recently maybe putting out some content for children, but it wouldn't be on this channel because I don't typically produce content for them, and I wouldn't want, not that I'm like a bad influence in any way, minus the swearing. Like literally that's it. And it's very rare. It doesn't happen often. I really try to not, but sometimes like when it's very informal like this, that's when it comes out. When I have prepared a video or stream, it doesn't ever come out because I'm really good at masking it. It's just when I'm, relaxed and just being myself. But anyways, I have been thinking about doing something like that, like just some of these concepts and ideas and the law of attraction and feeling good and doing things that bring you joy, creating videos like that for children to remind them that throughout their lives, it's important to focus on what brings you joy and just all the same ideas that we practice, but instilling it in them while they're still young so they take it throughout their lives. I don't know, just thoughts that I've been having. Looks like a prop from the Game of Thrones. Would Disney allow you to do an Elsa channel for kids? Maybe like a read along with Elsa? I have thought about that. Probably no. So this has been very ongoing, but honestly, it's like I can't ever get my hair and costume right. I have done my absolute best, but the company that I'm working for works through with Disney, and they're very much perfectionists, and like I totally understand. However, I just don't think, unless I had someone to be there to style me and to like make sure the backdrop is good and like, do all the things to make sure that they would approve and therefore Disney would approve, it would be so much of a headache for me. Literally every single time I go and do an event / party, I have so much anxiety because I literally get like negative feedback every single time that I haven't done the hair right, that my costume isn't like looking good. Like there's just always something. And at this point, like I feel so run down from it, but I just know it's because I'm not very good at paying attention to details. Like I completely understand why I get the feedback, and it's, I would do the same thing if the roles were reversed. It's just makes it so stressful for me, and I genuinely like it brings down the whole experience for me because it's unfortunate, but I am just not naturally very good at paying attention to detail, and it is one of my flaws. And so it depends. Actually, I can't say it's like a flaw in its entirety, because obviously, like when you're really good at something, like for example, hosting, you would notice things that other people wouldn't, of course, that haven't hosted before, or producing content or whatnot. But within this realm, within like doing hair and makeup and costumes, and that's not within my realm of expertise. And I would seriously have an anxiety attack every single time I record it and then post it. Like I wouldn't be able to post for sure without approval. So that would be annoying because I could shoot an entire day and think that everything's good and then they go, no. So it just wouldn't work out. It would give me way too much anxiety. I'm sorry, can people realize that you're there to make kids happy and not to make a movie for God's sake? Yeah, you know, that's my exact perspective on it. That's exactly how I feel. However, no, I totally get it though. Like it's a brand. It's, you know, Disney is very strict on how things are within the whole, you know, Disney franchise, within their parks, you know. And so I totally get it. It does suck to an extent because that is the point. The point is to make children happy. And you would think at the end of the day that if someone did something 80% right, that you'd be like, okay, great, you know, but it is what it is. What if you do your own original work? Yeah, so that's exactly what I was thinking, Kwan. I was thinking I would do, I mean, I guess, are you saying I should create my own princess? That's pretty intense. That feels, I mean, that would be fun. I could be like a fairy. I definitely have the wings. That's actually fun. Now that I think of it, wait, what? Should I be a fairy that teaches kids? Okay, that's intense. I don't know. I would have to give that a lot of thought. But a fairy sounds really fun. I mean, I have a lot of fairy crap hanging around. Like, look, I got like these things and I got wings. How about Mel the Wizard? Read along. Oh, you mean witch? I'm not a wizard, right? I am a woman. I like that idea too. I could be a witch. But like, would kids want to, you know, listen to a witch? I feel like the witch always has, people associate witches with being dark. Like as much as we associate them with Harry Potter and fun and magic, not everybody does. So it would probably leave out a big part of the demographic. Unfortunately, I don't know, it's so interesting how words trigger people, not necessarily in like the deep, like I'm triggered way, but in the just, you know, we associate words with different feelings and whatnot. And you just got to take all that into account. The good witch and the bad witch. Yeah. The Wizard of Oz. Yeah. I mean, if I had her costume for sure, I could be Glinda. Definitely. I mean, that would be a lot of hair and makeup for sure. Getting ready for that. That's what I meant by Harry Potter Wizard. I see. Well, so yeah, I would have to come up with my own though, because Harry Potter obviously would have copyright stuff. So, but yeah, we could come up with something like that. I don't know. I feel like we should all brainstorm in the Discord or whatnot. And if you have any ideas, honestly, I love the fairy idea because I have a lot of glitter. I like the idea of doing a witch or like a Harry Potter type school wizard. That sounds fun. Teaching lessons. That sounds really good. I mean, the only thing is they tell you to not start new channels and just to build off of your own. Because if you're going to be producing content, like you might as well just keep building on your own. And then YouTube will continue to put it in its algorithm the more consistent you are. If you put it at the exact time slot. So now I try to put out Friday, 3 p.m. I have a video every week now because of that. So it would, yeah, unfortunately would have to be on this one, but then yeah, it just for me worries me because there are times where I do swear in these videos and yeah, they're not necessarily meant for adults. So I don't know. We'll have to give it a think, but I really like this idea and this is definitely fun and it would be a way to give back. And I could see parents really liking this because there certainly isn't enough creative, original content that is teaching lessons like everything that we talk about and adult lessons for kids, right? That's what editing is for. True. That's true. That is what editing is for. Yeah, but I'm not about to like download the stream after I finish it and like take out the F-bomb that I dropped, you know? So for sure, definitely, it's only in my live streams. I don't swear in my other videos. Like in my edited videos, I never swear. It's only in my live streams. Maybe I've done once or twice in the streams with Baroon, but those are also technically live, and I'm not going to go through the entire episode just to find one swear word. But I doubt I did in any of those videos. So anyways, it's very rare. So I would have to think about it. That's really neither here nor there. It's not really a big deal, but cool idea though. That would be fun. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to go. I do have food waiting for me. I got some vermicelli with veggies. Anything else? No, just veggies and vermicelli noodles. So I'm excited for that. And I'm going to go watch Vanderpump Rules because I have an obsession with reality TV, and that is my favorite pastime. So yeah, it's definitely where I get my personality from. Have a good one. Thank you, Juan. Love you guys so much. I will be back again tomorrow, of course, at 1 p.m. So I hope to see you then. Sending you so much love, light, and sunshine vibes. Mwah. Ray says, that's why you hire a free moderator like me to watch and point out anything. Yes, but then you would have to edit stuff too. So that would not work out. Juan says, later, Ray. That's awesome. Love you guys. Later, all you got. Oh my gosh. Later to all of you guys. And I'll see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mwah.